these present Super Eagles, I don't see them beating Cote d'Ivoire. It will take a miracle.
Yeah, but who saw a 10-man Ethiopia pulling a draw against defending champions Zambia?
Yes, I said it will take a miracle. I'm not saying that the Ivorians are not beatable. But see, this Ivorian team that you've seen at this Nations Cup, it will take a lot of sweat for anybody to beat them. It's like when you beat Brazil. You don't outplay Brazil in any competition. The Brazilians are beatable. But anytime you play Brazil, you must sweat to beat them. The same thing with Barcelona. It's not as if Barcelona is not beatable. After all, they were beaten by Real Sociedad just 2 weeks ago. But then, when you play Barcelona, you know that you are playing a team. So nobody will want to meet the Ivorians at this stage of the competition. And let me tell you, they are the most complete team at the moment.
It's Cote d'Ivoire side.
Yes, aside the fact that I am a Nigerian, I want Nigeria to win. If you say based on merit, the Ivorians should win it. They've come close on 2 occasions. They lost by 10-9 penalty to host Egypt, came back again to the finals, lost again by the same 10-9 penalties to Zambia.
And
when God was literally a Zambian, he wanted Zambia to win that competition. This time they are on again with the same set of quality players. You see Didier Drogba, whether on and off the field of play, he keeps motivating his boy. You have Kolo Toure, you have Ebue, you have Yaya Toure. Look at the kind of goal Yaya Toure scored against Tunisia. That was a goal with vision and class. So the Ivorian team is complete. So I wouldn't want a situation where we play Ivoria at this stage of the competition.
Remember, they've always been
But if we get to the finals, if we avoid them and get to the finals, it becomes a level playing field. Anything could happen. The motivation of our players have gotten to the level where they will say, oh, we can do it. But if we face them at the quarterfinal, we should do everything to avoid them. And that is why we should have taken our chances against Burkina Faso and against Ethiopia.
What if Burkina Faso beats Zambia?
Then we should be praying for that. And it's not a mission impossible if you look at the strength of these two teams. Anything could happen. The Zambians could step up their game because as defending champions, they wouldn't want to go home early. But then if Zambia beats Burkina Faso, it may not be with the kind of wide margin that I expect Nigeria to beat Ethiopia with. So
you expect a wide margin?
Of course. I expect a wide margin victory. If Burkina Faso could do it, whitewash them by 4-0 with those silly mistakes they made, with a goalkeeper that is just 17, their first choice keeper won't come back because he was red carded in their first game. He has 3-match suspension. So I expect Nigeria to take their chances. If we take our chances and we are going to play in a better pitch at Rosenborg, unlike the Nesprut pitch, because if you look at that turf in Nesprut at the Bobela Stadium, that is the worst turf. I'm even surprised. That CAF approved that turf for the Nations Cup. So we are going to play in Rosenborg. I expect our players to step up their game. I expect them to play better because that is the kind of turf they play in Europe. So I really expect the Eagles to do well against Ethiopia. They should make a mincemeat of those Ethiopians, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to top our group and avoid
have that adaptability. Because, I mean, in terms of adapting to the climate and to the weather, that's not a problem for them. The pitch, perhaps, they have nothing to lose here. So we will be the ones.
No, technically, they are not out too. Don't forget that the Ethiopians are not out. They are still fancying their chances of beating us, because if they beat us, they will end up with 4 points. And that gives them an opportunity, depending on what happens between Faso and Zambia, they could still go through.
But we will be under pressure, don't you think? Yeah, much more than the Ethiopians.
No, I don't expect us to be under pressure against the Ethiopians, Chamberlain. Our football has not gone down to the level where we shouldn't be able to beat Ethiopia silly, especially against the backdrop of what I've seen. If you look at that Ethiopia team, they are very vulnerable in the defense. Their fullbacks are very weak. And that is what the Burkinabes utilized to beat them. You saw that they came from the flanks. So Keshi should be able to look at this team, dissect it, and know that Ahmed Musa and Victor Moses should run down the flanks and provide the killer passes for MNK to finish up. If we win well, then we'll pray that the Burkina Faso-Zambia game will go our way, so that at the end of the day, we'll top the group and qualify as first position finishers. Then that will pave the way for us to face either Tunisia or Togo, which to me will be beatable. And if we get on and get into the semi-finals, these boys will grow in confidence. And who says Nigeria cannot go all the way to the finals?